As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. Forever American is what I am.
Hello, hello, hello. How you guys doing tonight? Hopefully you guys are all having a great night. Hi Brenda, hi Debbie, hi Pam, hi Jeff. Hopefully you guys share this out there because there's not that many people in here yet. We don't know where everybody is tonight. Trying to raise some money though for a family that's in desperate need of help, so they don't lose their place. So if you're able to donate, please do. Please, please, please do if you can afford to. Once again, definitely blessed to have you guys all here though. Hi Richard, hit that share button and get people in here and let them know that we are live and ready to go. A lot going on in the world. Of course, just more keeps happening every time we turn around and events unfolding. Congress, of course, and the White House began tough debt limit and budget negotiations, which haven't been going well. But of course, the kickoff today with Republicans continuing to insist on spending cuts the day after Joe Biden, of course, and top congressional Republican Kevin McCarthy met for the first time in 3 months. Yeah, so they're finally talking, but time is tight to avoid a historical economic destabilization and default on government debt. Of course, Treasury Department has warned it could come as soon as July or June 1st. But of course, that was before we gave another 300 million to Ukraine and this whole immigration policy that's going up in the air right now. Massive amount of immigration. Of course, we're going to pay them and everything else. It's just ridiculous watching what's happening. The unfolding of the U.S. or the White House not wanting to cut any spending, and a historical debt ceiling issue, an unprecedented amount of debt that we have. I mean, the government debt is at record highs. And of course, we're just going to increase the debt ceiling so we can keep going. I mean, this is ridiculous. The debt ceiling that was raised should have lasted through 2024 last time. And now we're at a default point, not even halfway through 2023. So it is a scary time to watch what's happening in this world. Of course, and all this going to a digital currency soon and all this other garbage that's happening. And of course, inflation. U.S. prices are picking up, but inflation looks like it's going down because certain things have gone down. Like the cost of vehicles, because nobody is buying cars again. The Fed is paying particular interest in so-called core pricing, which excludes volatile food and energy costs. They're not even including them on their inflation pressures. Food cost is no longer even being included in inflation numbers. So that's an important point to notice. When the U.S. decides to change the way it measures inflation by eliminating energy cost and food cost to better gauge long-term inflation, supposedly, it's ridiculous. Consumer pricing in the United States accelerated in April after months of decline. Only a 4% increase in March to April, but that's with the new calculations that are not including food, not including energy costs that are at all-time highs right now. I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And one thing to consider is new car pricing, which new car pricing has been dropping significantly. And that's not a question. New car pricing has been dropping, I think up to 3% it has dropped in the course of last month. So if our current core pricing has rose 5.6% in this month alone, and we're not including food costs, we're not including cost of actual energy supplies. I mean, the only thing that are left are furniture, cars, electronics, and that's it. Furniture, cars, and electronics. That's what we're basing our inflation count off. Things people can't even afford to go out and purchase above and beyond. And it's sad. I mean, gas prices have dropped since the $5 top after Russia's invasion with Ukraine, but they're rising again. OPEC has agreed to cut more oil output, and it's going to be higher gas prices. Yeah, unlike goods prices, cost of services from restaurant meals to auto insurance to dental to education, all those prices are still surging, along with food costs and energy costs. Those costs are not being equated with the inflation. They're not even being counted, which is just ridiculous. Giving an inflation rate without comparing those numbers, without actual costs that people have to pay every day to education, to auto insurance, dental care, to homeowners insurance, all those things that are skyrocketing cost, food, energy, those aren't being counted. But the stuff that is being counted make a very small percentage of the actual market. And those are the things that somewhat look decent in inflation. Yeah, gas prices are going to skyrocket soon. No question. Electric bills are going out of control here in Florida. I mean, it's ridiculous watching the burn for Americans consumers and Americans like us having tragic issues. I mean, we have a family here that watches our show that desperately needs help. They're going to be evicted if they don't pay the money back owed, which is around $1,300, a little bit under $1,300, but so $1,300. They're going to be evicted. It's a father and 2 kids, so we're trying to raise the money there. I mean, trying to help anybody. Blocking fossil fuels. This administration actually just started approving fossil fuel exploration in Alaska, but who knows how long that's going to take to even make an effect now. That should have happened a while ago. And the White House, of course, is slamming the GOP for conducting probes against the the Biden family finances, saying that they're conducting evidence-free probes at that. I mean, this is ridiculous. The White House accusing House Oversight Committee and Accountability Committee of leading an evidence-free, politically motivated investigation to the Biden family. Well, we know the Biden family was done multiple ties into multiple businesses around the world that did not help anybody. All that money directly taken an account. That money just basically stolen. Thank you, Linda, for that $5 donation. Every donation going to this is going to this family tonight. We're trying to raise as much as possible. They're in desperate need. But it's crazy. Absolutely crazy watching what's happening. Now the White House is making political statements saying that they are getting better. Yeah, Article 45 or 42 ends tomorrow. Over 10,000 migrants were picked up at the border today. But of course, the White House is worried about them obtaining information about Biden's assets and where his money's coming from. President Biden has made a governing decision not in the interest of America. Let's be honest. But in the interest of the Chinese Communist Party. I mean, personal attacks on him, man to windows, and scoring political points are not the point of this. We know that the pattern of him trading and using this to make money out or to make money for himself by selling U.S. goods has been happening. We know that for a fact. It's not a question of if it happened. We want to know how much money he has made. And the efforts that were involving efforts to launder money or hide revenue, that's what we need to know. We need to know this. He's the president of the United States. If he really is, and truly this information that's coming out, if it's truly showing that this money was made from China and he tried to hide it, there should be big issues. Thank you, Alex, for that $20 donation. Thank you, Alex. Up to $25 so far. Thank you guys so much. Oddly, I mean, they want to go after Trump for his financials. Even though he's out of office, they're still trying to go after him over financial issues. But they don't want any investigation into the we know China deals that we know China was involved with directly, and the Biden made money off of. I mean, directing federal spending to develop semiconductor plants. I mean, there's some big questions. And people should be openly asking this question. Because elements of Biden's agenda supported tax policies that benefited China. That includes the debt ceiling fight that's going on right now. Biden's efforts to keep the U.S. economy competitive with China shouldn't even be an issue. We shouldn't even be talking about trying to be competitive with China. It should be our own country's agenda right now. More Americans are worrying about what they're going to do for food, how they're going to pay their bills at this rate. I mean, the reason new car prices have dropped so drastically is so many people have lost their vehicles to repossession, that the market is being flooded with used vehicles and new vehicles alike, which we knew that would be coming in turn with the raising interest rates. I mean, it's crazy. And then Biden's border policy is just a joke. Over 10,000 migrants the day ahead of Title 42 ending, the highest record ever recorded of illegal migrants coming. I mean, ridiculous. 10,000 on Monday, 10,000 on Tuesday. We don't know how many came in today so far. The totals for every day have been recorded ahead of the Title 42 ending. It's ridiculous. Tuesday, 10,300 migrants crossed illegally that we know of. Those are the ones that got apprehended. What about the ones that didn't get apprehended? Because the case that is going on Trump right now is a civil case, and civil cases have a much longer statute of limitations than actual criminal cases. That's the reason they're doing that. It's ridiculous, though. I mean, currently, just from Monday and Tuesday alone, Monday, Tuesday, and today, there's 28,500 migrants in custody. Just from 3 days so far. Just 3 days. Thank you, Christy, for that $25 donation. That puts us at 50 total for the night, going toward the family that you're trying to raise $1,300. I know it's a lot, but we gotta try to raise it by this weekend. So, but these numbers are crazy. Officials have been preparing for months for an expected surge in migration once the order ends. This is before the order ends. And this is just the people they have caught. I mean, this is crazy because usually it's only 10%. 10% of the people they catch. So how many military-age men came in? If 28,500 were caught so far this week, and they only catch an average of 10% of people crossing the border illegal, especially with the amount of shortage of people right now, it's ridiculous. So let's times that by 10. That's 285,000 people that would have tried to cross the border. We only caught 28,000 of them. That means almost a quarter of a million people entered the country in 3 days. 250,000 that were not apprehended. 250,000 people. I know it's you, Tia. I just look on the phones. I see Baker, and then I realize I'm reading your name instead of Tia. It's crazy. We've expelled hundreds of thousands of migrants since Title 42 has been in place. But just in the last 3 days, the illegal migrants that made it through, if we only capture 10%, it's 250,000 people, 250,000 people. That's a decent-sized city in the U.S. It's not a major city, but it's a decent-sized city. It's no mom-and-pop city. This is crazy. We have a birthing rate issue, which I understand. So that's the way the Democrats are looking at this. While they're pushing this trans activism, which, one thing or another, we're having a birthing crisis. The whole world is. Let's be honest. When we look at the world and we have population for a family of two-parent household, average children being born is 1.6, you have a declining population. That's not a question. The way to make up for that in the United States is not just let any Tom, Dick, or Harry come in. Yeah, they're sterilizing children, chemically castrating them. New York City's talking about taking a beautiful park, and turning it into a migrant camp. New York City is talking about doing that to their beautiful park that city has been surrounded or built around, and people live there just to see the beauty of it. Turning that into a migrant camp. It's ridiculous. I mean, these individuals aren't coming by themselves. Those thinking that they're just migrants just trying to come here for their safety. Then how can we have military age men from China in high numbers, smugglers that we know, known smugglers, drug smugglers, bringing these people across, forcing them to do things in order to make payments on their crossing because their family's still in Mexico or other places, going to get hurt. I mean, they're illegally coming, not even trying to claim asylum, which there's an app for that now. They can go and claim asylum easily. Truly easily. Central Park's not dangerous during the day. At night it can be. It's not even that dangerous. It will be. I can guarantee that. New York does what it thinks it's going to do with it. It's utterly disgusting. Right now, people are begging migrants not to illegally enter the U.S. when Title 42 ends. Because we know there's a huge number of them that are ready to go. I mean, Border Patrol can't even handle what's happening, especially because when Title 42 ends, they get a notice to appear in court and released into the country. No address needed, no phone number, no way to contact them, no way to ever find them again once they enter our country. They missed their court date. What are we going to do? Put a bench warrant out for somebody that we don't even know if we have their real name? Yeah, refugees that are dressed nice. Yeah, refugees that are dressed very nicely, crossing illegally, and they happen to be from China. Nobody even say anything about that. I mean, the dam is about to break. Let's be honest. The dam of migrants coming across. Jeff, you don't understand it. Just if you use the calculations that we only catch 10%, which that's what Border Patrol is saying, we're only catching 10% right now. 250,000 people have came in the last 3 days that weren't caught. 3 days, 250,000 people. I think things are going bad here. I mean, it's happening all around the world. Violence is erupting in Sudan. You know, the violence is sparking record levels of hunger. You know, here in the United States, our birth rate is low. But you have developing countries like Sudan, a lot of countries in Africa. Their birth rates are 5 to 1 compared to us. And people don't realize it's happening around the world. Is these big, powerful countries like ours and China and Japan and India, their birth rates are declining. But then you have these smaller countries with birth rates that are exploding. Literally exploding. And of course, we have our chip manufacturing initiative that was happening here in the United States, which is great. You know, we're supposed to have a chip manufacturing plant within the next 15 years now that they got the money. But India just reopened an application process for $10 billion initiative and assistance to encourage chip manufacturing there. This project, of course, was previously announced. Nobody actually put it in play. But today, India had opened the process, doing away with the previous 45-day requirement to submit applications. and is actively pushing now. And that's not scary, it's good. We need more countries to produce chips. The scary part is we're looking at the Middle East, Turkey, Russia, China, India, all meeting to sit down and talk and work on negotiating a level playing field for all of them in trade. What is that makes Taiwan useless because China could just take Taiwan? If India is involved in this and Turkey's involved. Turkey's a NATO nation. NATO's falling apart at this rate. People should realize that. Facebook's kicking people off and won't load the video. I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. It's sad. It is very, very sad. Yeah, gas is going to be all-time highs. Everything's going all-time highs. At least we're still available on all the other platforms that I know of right now. This is crazy. Major issues come across the world. I mean, Ukraine unit says Russian brigade is fleeing outside of Bakhmut. But I don't even believe this because Russia confirms they killed somebody higher up in Ukrainian government today. They sent a confirmation that they did, in fact, kill somebody, and the Ukraine saying they didn't. Of course, the one who leads Ukraine's ground forces, is saying Russian units in some parts of Bakhmut had retreated up to 2 kilometers. That's only a mile and 1.2 miles. That is not a retreat. If that's a retreat, 2 kilometers, because of Ukraine's big counter initiative attack that happened today, if that was their whole retreat, a mile and 1.2 miles, 2 kilometers. Ukraine's in a big problem. Ukraine forces, their offensive forces, are stalling. They can't do anything. They can't move forward. No matter how much money we give them, no matter how many weapons we give them. And this is getting ridiculous. Biden's not going to be anywhere to be seen for the next couple of weeks. He might pop in from here to there or make it look like he's at the White House, but I guarantee he is not. This Ukrainian power plant issue, the Mariupol nuclear power plant, is facing catastrophic issues. Amongst the evacuations, there's major staff shortages. Russia already relocated thousands of staff from the nuclear power plant. As the energy company claims a warning of catastrophe of lack of qualified personnel. We know that Russia relocated about 2,700 Ukrainian staff from Europe's largest power plant now, knowing something's going down at this power plant. And I'm going to say it again, something is going to happen. Russia's relocated up to 40 miles away everybody, forced evacuations. Relocated all the staff from the power plant now. All 2,700 of them. Over 40 miles away now. Their military troops are 120 miles back. Ukraine has even pulled their military troops out. Yeah, Ukrainian forces are held up in old Soviet fallout shelters. That's why Russia can't advance, but Ukraine can't advance. Ukraine has all this money just pouring into the country, and they can't make anything happen. It's the sad facts of what's happening. It is truly sad. In a minute. But it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, watching what's happening is ridiculous. Our government has no order and control over itself. Russia can easily just bomb the hell out of anything they want. We've barely seen any uses of their newer technology, and now we see a little bit of their new technology come out. Russia launches a couple hypersonic missiles, and they do massive damage in Kiev. Russia is producing 60 hypersonic missiles a day right now. That's just hypersonic missiles. They've fired a total of 6 in the last 3 weeks. Producing 60 a day and firing 6. Where are the rest of these missiles? I guarantee Russia has a lot more higher tech equipment because they've been building newer equipment for years. There's a reason they're not using it in Ukraine, because they know what this is inevitably going to become. It's a war of attrition. Use the old shit, keep throwing it at them until they get tired, till they get weak, till America can't even afford to keep spending money. And that's what Russia's doing. What, we've seen 5 of their new tanks? 5 Russian new tanks? Russia flies one of their Su-35s and has downed 2 drones so far, an F-35, with just 1 plane. They've done that. We haven't intercepted any of their new planes. That was one of their new planes that they managed to do that. Dropping bombs all over Ukraine with two of their planes flew that course. Dropping just static bombs. I mean, we said, yeah, Russia's playing the long game. They know what they're doing. I hate to say it. They're playing the long game. And it's sad, because we're falling right into that trap. America is falling into that trap because our leaders do not want to open their eyes. They do not want to see what's happening. Our Defense Department. Yeah, our Defense Department is just learning how to spell hypersonic. But our Defense Department is admitting already that our stockpile is depleted. Lockheed Martin can't keep up with productions. Halliburton can't keep up with production of stuff we're sending to Ukraine. Sending massive amounts of equipment to Ukraine, and we can't even keep up with production. Our stockpile at the Pentagon has been heavily depleted. And that's the public information that we've received. How much of that information have we not received? How much is missing from that information? That we're probably a lot worse off than it seems. Be ready, people, because it's coming. The devaluation of the dollar is happening as we speak. I think the dollar value is now overvalued by 30% or 31%. You got to think. When I started talking about the dollar value being overvalued, it was, 3 weeks ago? And we were at 11%. Then we were at 15%. We're at 30-something% overvalued now. Pentagon confirmed Ukraine shot down a hypersonic missile. Rodney, let me specify. That hypersonic missile that they shot down was not a hypersonic missile. Anything that goes faster than the speed of sound is considered hypersonic. Russia's missiles have always went faster than the speed of sound. True hypersonics, though, are Mach 5 or greater. We have not shot down anything. We have not even been able to intercept anything above a Mach 3 missile. Haven't. That's even according to our own reports, our own Department of Defense, and DARPA itself. DARPA has a jet that flies almost the same speed as some of those missiles, up to Mach 22. Nobody talks about that. We can't manage to make a missile, but we have an unmanned jet that can fly it. The problem with intercepting a missile that is truly hypersonic is you have to have something that travels faster. That's the small missile. That's the Zurich 5.8. They have a missile that goes Mach 25. I think its clock top speed has been Mach 29. But Mach 25 is an intercontinental hypersonic missile. When you have a plasma generated shield from speed, the plasma in front of it, in order to break that shield, you have to be traveling faster than the object you're trying to hit. So kinetic energy weapons would even the fastest weapons we have. The fastest weapons you have to take down a Mach 22 jet, in order to fire at it or hit it from the back, you have to go faster than Mach 22. In order to go through the plasma shield in front of it, you have to be going faster than Mach 22. Because plasma becomes an energy source of its own, shredding whatever touches it. Unless it's producing more plasma than the object it wants. So if you're going Mach 23 and you have Mach 22, your plasma shield on the Mach 23 is going to be bigger. So it's going to be able to counteract the smaller or the slower force shield. That's how plasma works when it's generated at high speeds like that. So it's important to know, to intercept a Mach 5.8 missile, we would have to have a missile that is capable of traveling at Mach 5.8 or greater to even think about taking it down, to even challenge it. So be prepared. God bless you all. I'm going to sign off because my grandfather needs my help. If you're able to donate, please do. If you're able to donate before the end of this weekend, please do, because we're trying to get this money as quick as possible for this family in need. God bless you all. God bless America. Stay strong, stay true, and be prepared. Be prepared amongst all others, because the stuff we're facing, the stuff that's coming around, the stuff we're going to have to look forward to is going to be hard. God bless you. God bless America. We'll see you guys Friday night.